Grolo here. All things must end, eh? So they say. And while that's true, New World didn't have to end so soon. This is a failure of big tech and corporate America. This is exactly why we need the CIGs, Intrepids, and mainframes of the world. It's why Chris stood on camera at the end of CitizenCon Direct, thanking us for the opportunity to build Star Citizen the right way. It's why I lamented in the first Game for Everyone video about the importance of the project and of the people funding it. It's why I'm playing PAX Day right now. It's why we're watching Ashes of Creation so closely. Anyone out there who still has their head in the clouds believing that your favorite game company of yesteryear is going to bring you into the future, you need to wake up. Amazon killing AGS and New World in the process, along with any hope of that fabled Lord of the Rings title they were supposedly working on, this is just another blow in the long line of knockout punches coming from big tech. Look at the bloodbath around Microsoft. ZeniMax's new MMO, gone. Now, there's a lot of forces converging here to cause this shitstorm that we gamers are weathering. The ongoing consolidation in the gaming space, for one. Big tech has been gobbling up these makers for some time now, and big tech doesn't care about the game that you want any more than they care that you'd prefer to stay on Windows 10 instead of upgrading to their AI monstrosity that 11 is shaping up to be. And it's come time to pay their toll. It's time to maximize profits. Then you have the AI bubble that's expanding every damn day. When this bubble pops, who knows how bad things are going to get. I was there when the .com bubble burst, and things got pretty bad for a year or two. I expect this one to be much worse. On the bright side, I expect hiring to pick back up a year or so after it pops. When these execs finally wake up from this dreamland they're living in, they're actually delusional. It's insane. They have convinced themselves that thinking machines are going to produce things and do work that yields products that you and I will want to spend money on. You know, I liken this to what we're seeing now and the astronomical investment that's going into AI. I liken this to the knights and kings of old who were looking for the fountain of youth. You know what I mean? Modern kings like Zuck believe they have enough time and enough money to outrun death. Do you think that's hyperbolic? Maybe a little. But do you see the resemblance? Okay, so we have consolidation, profit maximizing, corporate overlords who don't give a shit about what we want, and an ever-expanding AI bubble all converging. But what about the fact that New World was just bad in many people's eyes? No doubt that plays a part. So let's talk about that. I personally played New World for quite a while, from its launch through the first expansion. I've referenced the game quite a few times on this channel, but we never spent a whole lot of time discussing it. My time in that game ended a while before I started this channel. I hung it up for a reason, as did hundreds of thousands of others. Why? Well, New World, for a long time, was a game without direction, without a vision. Remember, back to my video about a game for almost everyone, I called these out as critical ingredients. And New World was sorely lacking them. It originated from the top. Jeff Bezos, when he was still running Amazon day-to-day, challenged AGS to leverage Amazon's cloud to create a transformative video game. The ultimate goal was to produce a game that could only be built using the power of the cloud, thereby showcasing AWS's capabilities and fundamentally changing how games are made. Huh. Notice anything missing in that mandate? As a gamer, what could you latch onto in that? Build a game that could only be built with the power of the cloud. Let's ignore the fact that they failed spectacularly in achieving that mandate. Nothing about New World screamed to me that this game could only exist thanks to the cloud. Now, I could be off in that perception. I can't peer behind the curtain. There may be something I'm missing. But even ignoring all that, where's the vision? There was none in Jeff's challenge. And it showed. New World started off as a very different game. If you played in the alpha or beta, it was nothing like it was upon release. It meandered around, trying to find its identity the entire time it existed. It started off as like a survival crafting MMO. Then it became more of a theme park MMO with horizontal progression, with a player economy, and then they flushed all that with the first expansion by raising the gear score and basically warring against the player economy with things that overhauled the crafting system, and you know, they leaned more into bind on pickup and etc. Now, and that was all before they went all in on vertical progression in the most recent season 10, as far as I understand it. It just never could figure out what it wanted to be when it grew up. It's not that it wasn't fun. I enjoyed playing that game. I was eager to try Season 10 out, and I would have if PAX Day 1.0 hadn't launched at the same time. But I never could figure out what New World wanted to be. And I'm sure many others felt the same. The game and its end are the result of a complete failure of leadership, going all the way to the top, and even beyond the top, to the insatiable shareholders that demand results on a quarterly basis. The pressure to deliver on a schedule stands in direct opposition to the type of artistic work needed and proper quality engineering that's required to build these games in a sustainable manner that can be evolved over time. Just look at New World's disastrous launch for all the evidence that you need. This type of corporate failure is not special or unique to Amazon or AGS. It's relatively pervasive to varying degrees based on my experience working at publicly traded tech companies. There's a few exceptions for sure, but what I've observed is that they all trend in that direction towards a complete inability to innovate over time. I don't know what you want to call it, like corporate stagnation, perhaps. But between industry consolidation, maximizing profits, this AI bubble that we find ourselves in, and corporate stagnation, we find ourselves in one hell of a rut as gamers. And this is why I see so much value in crowdfunding. It's not perfect, but crowdfunding has risen as an alternative to the current failing game development model. And while there's plenty of missteps and examples of crowdfunded games failing, I would argue that the community is getting better at it, and we have many examples of success now. Divinity: Original Sin, which paved the way to Baldur's Gate 3, 7 Days to Die, Elite Dangerous, just to name a few. And of course, the mother of all crowdfunded projects, Star Citizen. In the video I did before CitizenCon Direct and in the recap video I did after, I talked about the importance of this project, how it's funded, and the importance of that, and the enormity of it all. You know, I talked at length about those things, and I encourage you to go check those videos out for a more in-depth look at the topic. But here I will say that the Star Citizen project and others like it stand as direct counterexamples to the dysfunction within the industry. There's clear vision, there's communication, and an unwavering pursuit of the games we want. I hope by now that you're seeing just how important it is. That you can appreciate the crossroads that the industry and we stand at right now, and how our decisions and our actions directly impact the paths that end up being taken. When the internet was first getting started, there was this saying that the internet routes around censorship. It was a nod to the fact that the internet was designed to be an open exchange of ideas and that attempts to control that would be easily circumvented. Now, a lot has changed since then, and we could certainly debate how true that sentiment remains, but I'm thinking of this now because in a similar way, I feel that we, as gamers, are showing that we can route around the dysfunction in the industry. It may take a while, but we've been building alternate paths for a long time now. We've had many success stories, as we just talked about, and there's some big, very big ones on the horizon yet to be realized. So, while the current state of gaming, the industry as a whole, is pretty sad, it doesn't concern me. It's not the end. And the way that we've adapted just demonstrates to me that we gamers are a very resilient and innovative bunch of people. What say you? How do you feel about the end of New World or the end of any number of other studios and games in 2025? Do you agree with my assessment that crowdfunding is one tool that we have to fight against the dysfunction within the industry? And are there other tools that you're thinking about? I'd love to hear about them, along with any of your other thoughts on this matter and everything we discussed in this video, and in the comments below. We'll continue the conversation there. Until then, Grolo out.